The Howling Archives archive file. 0118 Restricted Zones and Controlled Howling. This recording is part of the Howling Archives. File classification, observational. Listener discretion is advised. For decades, certain areas across the United States have been quietly marked as restricted. No public explanation, no visible fencing, sometimes not even a sign. Just empty land and silence. Archive File 0018 compiles reports from 6 such locations, recorded over a 6-month period. Different states, different witnesses, same pattern. The first report came from a surveyor working near a decommissioned rail line in Idaho. At 8:52 p.m., all wildlife noise stopped at once. No gradual fade. No warning, just absence. Minutes later, a howl was heard from the tree line. Low, controlled, not aggressive. The surveyor described it as measured, like it was placed exactly where it needed to be. He did not flee. He stated later that running didn't feel like an option. At 9:01 p.m., he observed a figure standing just beyond the trees, over 7 feet tall, covered in dark hair. Upright, it did not advance. It watched. When the surveyor slowly backed away, the figure mirrored the movement, maintaining distance, never closing the gap. No chase occurred. The second report came from a couple camping unknowingly inside a restricted zone in West Virginia. At 2:17 a.m., they were awakened by breathing outside their tent. Not sniffing, not growling. Breathing. In, out, matching their own rhythm. They remained still for over 20 minutes. When the breathing stopped, multiple howls echoed from different directions, spaced evenly, as if marking a perimeter. At dawn, they discovered large tracks surrounding the campsite. The tracks walked upright. Then, halfway around the tent, they dropped to all fours. The circle was complete. In Arizona, a lone hiker reported seeing 3 figures standing on a ridgeline just before dusk. All 3 faced him. None moved. He raised his phone. Before he could record, one of the figures stepped forward and released a short howl. Sharp, precise. The hiker described an overwhelming sense of warning, not fear. He turned back. The figures did not follow. The phone later showed a full signal loss time-stamped to that exact moment. Across all reports, investigators noted the same details. No pursuit, no attacks, no feeding behavior, no territorial displays. Instead, witnesses described feeling evaluated, observed, as if permission was being decided. In several cases, the same locations were officially restricted weeks later. New signage appeared overnight. In one instance, a metal warning sign was found twisted into the ground, as if pressed down by force. The message was identical each time: restricted Ariano trespassing. No agency listed. The archives initially labeled these entities as werewolves. That designation has since been revised. These beings do not exhibit signs of transformation trauma. They do not behave like predators. They do not defend territory in a conventional way. They monitor. They regulate. And they intervene only when boundaries are crossed. The final report in this file comes from a man who actively sought these locations. He believed the sightings were exaggerated. He believed the creatures were myths. His last audio recording was made at 11:44 p.m. near a sealed mine entrance in Nevada. His voice is calm. The woods went quiet. I hear howling, but it's organized. There's one in front of me. He pauses. There's another behind me now. No panic, just realization. They're not chasing. They're waiting. The recording ends without a struggle. The man was found the next morning, unharmed, seated in his vehicle, keys still in the ignition. The mine entrance behind him had collapsed overnight. Authorities ruled it a natural shift. This concludes the documented incidents tied to Archive File 08. These locations remain restricted, and the howling continues to be.